So, on item 3, economic strategy, the statement by Chief Minister. Call on Al-Javeshak, Chief Minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just on a point of clarity, item 4, actually the statement is contained within this statement in terms of clarification of future offshore energy. Mr. President, today marks a significant moment in the future of the Isle of Man's economy. Today we are releasing a comprehensive analysis and review of the island's current economy, an evaluation of our future opportunities, and a draft roadmap to bring more prosperity and security to the people of the Isle of Man. In April 2021, we appointed KPMG as our partners to assess the current economic position of the island and to advise on our future economic potential. After 15 months of work, discussions, analysis and consultation, we are today publishing our draft economic strategy, which sets out a vision for the Isle of Man to develop a strong and diverse economy which is sustainable, ambitious and built on firm foundations to provide economic success, rewarding career opportunities and prosperity, which positively impacts all residents on the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man has achieved a lot over the past few decades. Our exceptional financial services and digital sectors have created wealth, expertise and an economic performance that we should be proud of, supported by a hard-working domestic economy and supportive public services. We are also a safe and secure place to live and to do business. We have many successful, world-recognised companies here, and many of our residents are successful and able to enjoy a good quality of life, noting, of course, the rapidly increasing cost of living. However, the world is changing, and our current economic trajectory should no longer be regarded as providing the island with the longer-term safety and security needed to be confident in our future. In line with other Western nations, we are facing a demographic challenge with an ageing population and longer life expectancy. Whilst these factors should of course be celebrated, they also present serious challenges to the sustainability of our essential public finances and the requirement to invest in public services. In addition, the island is perhaps lacking the vibrancy, facilities and opportunities needed by our younger generations in terms of the environment and diversity of employment opportunities. Mr. President, the KPMG analysis shows that the island's recent success has been driven by a small number of companies in two sectors, financial services and e-gaming, but that both growth sectors, as well as other key sectors of our economy, face various global and economic headwinds which will need to be overcome. These headwinds will come from regulation, innovation, sustainability, digitalisation, and global taxation. We are told that to maintain current levels of government revenue to fund the public services required to support a good quality of life, it is critical that the island creates a more dynamic business ecosystem, supporting business scale-up, innovation and investment, which will drive business productivity and growth improvements, both in terms of GDP and employment. The island must also protect its existing sectors, whilst remaining a regulatory, robust jurisdiction, help business to navigate headwinds, nurture the emerging success stories of tomorrow, and develop new sectors, as there will be others that continue to mature over the next 5 to 10 years. Without focusing on this growth, the existing employment base could become less relevant to its global marketplace, leading to risks to employment and government revenue. Simply put, carrying on managing from year to year and responding to the challenges I've highlighted and balancing our priorities may lead us to unwittingly commit our economy to a status that some may regard as stagnant, or to put it more succinctly, an economy that is in effect one of managed decline. Mr. President, we must, I would suggest, find a way forward that gives us all confidence in our future. We should not be under any illusions that there are significant challenges facing our long-term sustainability, challenges that need to be met and dealt with now, challenges that we cannot allow to fester without now an appropriate response from the government. That is why today, Mr. President, we are bringing forward a firm, ambitious, targeted and strong response to the 600 or so pages of reports and analysis provided to us by our strategic partners. We are today setting out a series of economic aspirations and shifts which represent substantial commitments for our government and indeed for our island. At the heart of our proposed strategy being launched today are 4 key policy pillars from which I expect we will develop associated policies and levers for us to meet our aspirations. Pillar 1 is to grow our population to 100,000 people by 2037. This policy pillar is predominantly charged with redressing our demographics and should be seen in context of development of relevant social policies to increase birth rates, support families, and both retain and encourage islanders to develop careers on the island, as well as to provide the framework for working-age employees and entrepreneurs to take up residence. Without generating an increased proportion of economically active people, we are facing an increasingly unsustainable demographic structure whereby our dependent population will be costing the island more than our working population can theoretically support. Pillar 2 is to create a £10 billion economy by maximising our economic opportunities, developing and diversifying our business sectors, and creating 5,000 new jobs on our island by 2032. Our focus will be to adapt and modernise those sectors that enable island life to function, such as retail, hospitality and energy, to protect, nurture and grow the key sectors that provide most of our international-facing jobs in digital, financial services and indeed the visitor economy, and to develop new sectors that are emerging and developing rapidly on a global scale. We also need to develop the infrastructure of the island while investing in the productivity of our businesses and workers and exploring and facilitating innovation into new markets. Pillar 3 is to create stronger public finances to enhance our public services and indeed deliver better public services for the people of this island by increasing our public revenues by an additional £200 million above base by 2032. This will be achieved by growing the economically active population and also by maximising our revenue from opportunities that exist in our future energy strategy and from corporate revenues. Pillar 4 is to place sustainability at the heart of the economy and specifically to ensure that by 2030 we have secured our future renewable energy supply and commitments. We will do this by putting our climate change action plan at the centre of our economic planning, and that growth of new industries supports our economic and climate change goals. By setting out clear objectives for the decarbonisation of our economy, we will signal strongly to both businesses and the community that the island is a responsible place to locate and that we can support them sustainably into the future. Mr. President, these 4 key policy pillars will provide us with the guidance and direction needed for us to take the island forward in line with the vision that this government has already set out in the island plan. There will be a need to refine and merge that plan in due course, and of course underpinning the 4 policy pillars, there is now a need to build out our related policies to deliver on our overarching ambitions. Making these things happen will not be easy. It will require a number of crucial changes within government and indeed in how we interact as an island. We need to look beyond year-to-year plans and have a sustained commitment to the medium and long term with measurable results and accountability. We need to have a sustained commitment to economic policy, ensuring that we more strongly appraise economic value along social and environmental cases for projects and policy in a systematic way. We must be joined up as a government, yet also take responsibility within departments for the delivery of this strategy and be efficient in everything that government stands for. And ultimately, we must ensure that we make the best use of private sector investment, effectively leveraging it for the benefit of all of us. The key to success is to ensure that we enable the private sector to succeed and to invest, and indeed our ambition is to have a £1 billion long-term public and private investment programme supported by an initial £100 million economic strategy fund to help stimulate economic shifts and develop supporting initiatives. Mr. President, I fully appreciate that there will be a lot of questions about the detail, the how, the when and the where. Today we are publishing a draft high-level strategy based on a large body of research and discussion, but of course there is a large amount of further exploration and research to be done. Some of this is already underway and other areas will be ramping up in the following weeks and months alongside public consultation. As part of the Island Plan, we have set out a broad range of initiatives, some of which will directly support the ambitions within the economic strategy. There will be a number of sub-strategies brought forward to address some of the key challenges. Amongst this, there will be a workforce and skills strategy, our childcare strategy, our healthcare transformation plans, our educational improvement plans, our climate change action plans, and the government will also be issuing a consultation on a new offshore energy strategy over the summer. A key part of the offshore energy strategy will relate to offshore wind development and how we can achieve a potentially significant income stream from seabed leasing for wind farm sites. The proposed strategy also covers the broader role of energy exports for our island and how we can develop an integrated framework that enables us to sustainably manage and reap the benefits of our territorial seas. Today, I will also be making a statement on the Built Environment Reform Programme, a clear commitment to drive improvement across the built environment and align policy and development to the Island Plan and the ambitions set out in the economic strategy. Each of these individual strategies or initiatives I have mentioned are important in their own right and follow on from commitments in the Island Plan, but they cannot be taken forward in isolation and they need to be joined up. The economic strategy is not just another strategy, but it is the strategy now, which will help align all of our ambitions and importantly help fund the changes we want to make and more importantly the changes we need to make. It gives us the overarching direction in which to aim and the tools to select from. Mr. President, we have always prided ourselves on our ability to adapt as an island and we have so much to be proud of. But I would suggest we have reached a point in the economy where we must evolve again. We must not stand still while the world around us changes. We must not stand still while our public services continue to buckle under the pressure of an ageing population. We must not stand still while our younger generation demand new job opportunities and attractive modern facilities. We must instead bring forward an ambitious and bold series of initiatives and policy changes that will ensure the future resilience, sustainability and prosperity of our people and our island. Today I am setting out the framework for our future success. A population of 100,000 people engaged in a £10 billion economy, delivering £200 million more government revenues based on a sustainable programme and infrastructure for the future. The draft economic strategy will now be the subject of wide-reaching and engaging consultation over the summer and a key feature of the government conference scheduled for September, with an updated version brought back for debate in November this year, and I look forward to engaging with members more broadly over the coming months. Thank you, Mr. President.